Hello everyone, it is Saturday and it's a bright, springy, warm Saturday to you all. It is really warm outside, and when I say warm, that's 5 degrees Celsius in Canada. And because I'm in Canada, like we'll just take anything that's like plus temperature, really. So anyway, I actually want to talk about family photographs. The reason being is it's my sister's 18th birthday today, and we don't do all that fancy schmancy Filipino birthday debut thing because it's too expensive and we just don't really dig that expensive stuff. And plus we don't have a lot of relatives here in Canada, so we're just gonna go out for dinner tonight. But because it's a special family event thing, I am actually I'm expecting to take photographs tonight, and my mom probably has her own camera with her, or my dad has one because I gave him one a couple of years back. But I actually have a question for you guys, and let me know what you think by commenting down below after you watch the whole video. And the question is, which one is more important to you when taking photographs? Like, do you have like the most expensive gear possible in order for you to take good photographs? And again, when I say good, it is very subjective. Or is it more important for you that you just actually have a camera with you, and that doesn't really matter if you're using film or digital or compact or SLR or like your iPhone or your Android phone? And the reason I ask is because more often than not, because we are connected to the internet and we can talk to several people all over the world talking about photography, and you can watch people like me talk about photography on YouTube, that we talk about cameras a lot, which makes sense because if you're doing photography, most of the time people will ask you what kind of camera or lenses or film or what ISO you're using. And that's kind of like a given that we should all accept, and will be repeatedly asked to you. Like you will be repeatedly asked by several people. So that's like something that you just have to accept, how annoying it may be to some. But at the same time, would it really matter whether you have this expensive camera on hand? No, this is not a camera, this is a bottle of water. But would it really matter whether you have an expensive camera on hand as opposed to like you just have a camera? And another reason is because my boyfriend actually takes a lot of photographs, and he's a hobbyist like me. And one time he talked to me about how he feels bad that despite the number of cameras that he has, and despite all the photo walks that he attends to, he doesn't have a lot of chance, or rather, he just doesn't take a lot of family pictures. So, and there are a lot of factors with that, which obviously I'm not gonna mention here because it's a bit personal, but it got me into thinking because it's very different from my family. Because with my family, like say if we go out for dinner, like say for a birthday, or if there's an occasion in the household like Christmas or New Year, like my parents wanted to have photos of us, so that we can keep it, and then we can actually share that. Well, they can share it on Facebook because my parents love Facebook so much because they can talk to their friends and families back in other family members that we have back in the Philippines. So, and they don't really care what camera we're using, because why would they care? Because they won't understand it anyway. Well, at least that's the case with my family. But for them, as long as we have a good picture, and again, being subjective right here, like they don't really care. As long as they could upload the picture on Facebook, then that's all that matters, and then they can share it. And in my case, or at least in my point of view, like it is important to have like family photographs, whether it's just like say me and my sister, or like me and my dad, or like me and my mom, not just for sharing, but it's something that we could probably keep and something that we could bring with us in the future. The case in point is that my sister and I found a photo of her when she was probably 6 or 7 years old, with 2 missing teeth at the front and making this really funny face, and we have no recollection of her having that photograph, with the exception of actually seeing the photo inserted in one of the books that we're trying to organize. And that photo, it may look really silly and funny, but if you put it into context, it is something kind of memorable and nostalgic, because she was probably 6 or 7 and now she turns 18. So that kind of personal thing. And I know photography obviously means different to a lot of people. Some of them, photography is a means of living. Some of them is just a means of like expressing yourself, like making art or some other stuff. But because with the advent of like social media and how fast we could share photographs, like a lot of us have actually dismissed the idea or the concept of snapshot, because we always think that snapshot is very amateurish, and in order for you to, I guess, define or separate your photograph from someone else, then you probably have thought of like buying a better camera and then not taking snapshots so that it will be more artistic and look more professional. But then again, if you are taking photographs of your children or your dad or your mom or your cousins, or like say aunts or uncles, does it really have to look professional? Or is it more important to have a camera on hand with you so that you can just take that picture and like be able to capture that moment, whatever moment that is, between you and your family member? So I actually want to hear your comments, so feel free to comment down below, and I should be getting ready because we're having the dinner later on. So I'm really excited to hear your comments about it. And before I let you guys go, there's gonna be an annotation here somewhere about my last video about my possible Q&A video over the summer. So if you have some questions about photography, leave them on the comment section of this video here. I'll probably put that here somewhere, or maybe here, I don't know. Anyway, hope you guys have a good weekend. Happy Easter, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.